to tear things from limb to limb. I'm gonna get her, yo, you gonna get him. Do we do what we supposed to do? Well, half the time, but I'd say still crime is going to go on whether we like it or not. But I'm here to stand in front of this camera, make it hot, and I'm gonna do the best that I can. And I'm a man, man, and I try not to sin. But I know I do it every day. But I'm going to talk about this thing, do it our way. Talking about our parents today, when you watch them go through it and trying to get to it. Sometimes you might watch your parents struggle to get the bag, and the tail they wag. When the tail wags the dog, it's going to be crazy. Looking through the fog, you're trying to find a way to see your best, and your future is right in front of you, and it's a test. So when you watch your parents go through the trials and tribulations, you ain't going to be hating. You're going to be wondering, what's my future? Will I be stabbed? What is future? Well, I'm not really sure, but we still got to go through us because you're not the one. I'm not the one, but me might be the two. Yeah, we going to do what we came to do, and I'm like, hold up. Let's check it out. My name is Sun75. I do things my way, and I try to catch the wave, and still I play. And I know that the day is really going to come where I gotta show and improve. But I know one day that's coming here. It might be now, but I'm going to show and prove, and I'm going to show you how. So we're going to talk about watching our parents go through it. Watching your parents go through it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Man, listen. When you are growing up, and you watching your parents go through their trials and tribulations, when you watching they go through their life's trials, whatever it may be, watching your parents struggle with love, watching your parents struggle with abuse, watching your parents struggle with the haunting things of their past, watching your parents struggle with addiction, watching your parents struggle with infidelity, watching your parents struggle through relationships, watching your parents struggle with finances. Yo, man, I'm telling you, when you watch your parents, and a lot of people try not to watch their parents go through it, because sometimes it can have an effect on you that's so strong that it can really send you in a downward spiral. For a long time, you might not even realize how watching your parents go through whatever they had to go through in their life has affected you or will affect you. You may not even see it. But when you see it, when you put your eyes on it and you see your parents, you growing up and you may not even know what you're seeing. But one thing about having parents that are going through their thing in life, you are forced to see adult situations in real time. You may hear adult conversations. You may see a whole lot of things that you probably shouldn't see as a child. You may hear a whole lot of things that you probably shouldn't hear as a child. And you may actually experience things and have to actually get in the mix. I'm going to give an example with the quickness. Have any of you ever had to fight for your parents? Physically fight for your parents? Have you ever seen somebody try to put their hands on your parents, put their hands on your mom, put their hands on your dad? And you said, nah, it ain't going down like that. Sorry, you come to the wrong place. You come to the wrong place. And, at a young age, no telling how old you may have been. You may have been you might have been too thin to win, too light to fight. But you did it anyway because, you felt the love for your parents. You felt that bond. You know that they would always take care of you. And then here you are with your little 7-year-old self. Get off my mom. Get off my dad. Whatever. Or you might have been a teenager and actually got into the mix. It could have got ugly. But watching your parents go through it, you are watching your future right there. When it comes to your parents, man, when it comes to the people who put you on this earth, the wildest thing about it is that you figure that whatever your parents could do, you could probably do. The other part about it is whatever has happened to them could happen to you. So there's like a good thing, a bad thing. There's the good side, the bad side, the future side, the present side. And I mean, it can have an effect on you so strong that you may not know which way you're going to go in this world, which way you're going to go in this life, exactly how it's going to happen for you, how it's going to go down. So that's what we're talking about tonight. Watching your parents go through it. Watching your parents go through it. What y'all know? What do you know? Give y'all shout outs from the beginning. T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Phyllis Saul, what's going on, y'all? I'm glad you're coming through from Paris. Well, ain't that something? Paris coming through. That's what's up. And Melissa Willie. What up, Melissa? And Lily. Melissa Willie and Lily. What's up? Thanks for coming through. Oh, you know I'm giving you a shout out. Free Fire says, I Lord. What's going on? And Joe Ginger. Jarila. Love from Pakistan. Or is that Hojinder Hajira? I'm sorry if I don't mean to mess up nobody's name. That's exactly what I don't mean to do. So if that's how it comes off, please pardon me. Please pardon me 1,000 pardons. But that's what we're talking about tonight. Watching your parents go through it. Watching your parents go through it. It is not an easy thing to watch your parents go through their trials and tribulations in their life. It is not an easy thing to watch your parents, struggle with whatever problems that they have or whatever struggles that they have. You know what I mean? Your parents loved you, hopefully, because it can make it a lot harder when your parents haven't really shown you a lot of love, haven't really shown you a lot of attention, haven't really poured a lot of the good stuff into you, and you're trying to hold it down for them. So it can be really tough. But we're gonna get into this thing. It's Monday night. We're gonna do it right. It's Monday night. Gonna do it right. It's Monday night. We're gonna do it right. Yeah, the game is tight. Yeah, and we still get hype. Everything is gonna be all right. Is our type. And if you've never been to this show before, this is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I am your host, Sun752. And what we do is we have hold on. I'm trying to get it to where we can where I can get in the chat with y'all. So let me get to that. Let me get to that part. All right. Get to that. All right. So I'm going to put the call-in number in the chat. Call in number 319-527-6199. Go ahead and post it, and then I'll pin it. So that's the number, 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Call 319-527-6199. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone. You know what? Forget about pressing number 1. All you got to do is call in. I'll see that you called, and I'll answer your call. This is a totally interactive show, and there is no censorship in the show. When you call in, there is no censorship. As you know, with YouTube, they have community guidelines. So there are certain things that they won't let you say in the chat, and it could actually mess things up for the channel. But other than that, this is a safe space. I let you express yourself the way that you want to express yourself. You want to holler, you want to scream, you want to yell, you can come right over here We won't tell. You want to curse, you want to cuss, you want to swear. Yo, bring it right over here. Yo, we gets it down. Make sure that we don't clown nobody when they come around. Everybody gets to do their thing and get the hang. And I'm glad you came this way, and I hope you stay. I don't know what YouTube is doing, what my numbers, they doing me bad right now, but I won't go under. I'ma still keep fighting on through it. Yeah, just like my parents did when I was a kid. And I ain't mad at nobody. Still the body is what I gotta catch, and the money's what I gotta fetch. And I fetch it like a dog does a bone, and I'm never gonna leave that cash flow alone. But it's not all about the cash. You gotta make sure that you eat the corned beef hash, keep the body all fresh and tight, and keep it healthy for the next day and the night. And yeah, future is bright if you make it that way. Educate yourself, and so that you can say that I did all the best that I can, and I hope my parents did lace me with a plan. But even if they didn't, and I ain't kidding, I'ma still be out here. Make sure that I'm bidding, and I'm bidding at the top of the key. Yo, I'm down with you. Hope that you're down with me. A different pocket of flows. I do my thing, and my God oodles and O's. And still, I say, okay, all right, listen. Watching your parents go through it. Watching your parents go through it. What you know? What do you know about watching your parents go through it? Now, when we say go through it, that's a slang term talking about how when you're going through it, that means that you're going through a tough time. It means that, you may be going through a depression. You may be going through some financial hardships. You may be going through something that you might not even want to talk about. But it might be something that people who know you well know that you're going through, because they can clearly see that something is happening with you. And you have to kind of go through the muck and mire and just like the cream, rise to the top. Now it may take you a while to get through this little funk that you're going through in your life. But when you are a kid, a small child, and you are born to parents that have certain struggles, like for example, let's say you were born into a 2-parent family. Your mom and your dad, maybe they were married, maybe they weren't, but they were together. That's for sure. So y'all grew up in the same house, and you may have watched your parents go from being a loving couple, always being there for each other, looking out for each other, fulfilling each other's lives, fulfilling each other's needs, being supportive of each other. And then you might watch their relationship go down. You may watch their relationship start to disintegrate. You may see them start to be angry with each other, start to argue with each other, start to get to the point where they separate from each other, and maybe they did. See, here's the thing. When you're a kid and you watch your parents, go through their love trials, go through their relationship trials, when you see your parents struggle to be together and they're not doing well with it, when you see your parents try to be together and they're not doing well with it, it has an effect on you. And some kids blame themselves. Some kids blame themselves when their parents get divorced, or when their parents separate from each other, or when their parents aren't getting along. Maybe I don't know what it is about being a child. And what up, Naturalista Rap? Haven't seen you in a good little while, man. It's good to see you. A sight for sore eyes. That's what's up. But yeah, I've heard some kids blame themselves for their parents not being together no more. Like, maybe if I was good, maybe if I wasn't messing up in school, maybe if I didn't hit that little girl, maybe if I would have just, obeyed them or did my homework or whatever. Children aren't developed socially enough to understand that adults, they fight, they fuss, they fuck up, they go through shit with each other. They don't understand that shit. Somehow they connect adults' sadness, depression, hurt, pain. They associate it with something that they did. Like, maybe there's something that they could have done to help. And there really is nothing that they could have done to help. Children are powerless in the situation, and they don't know. So let's say you watched your parents go through things, like maybe they struggled with infidelity. You knew your dad was cheating on your mom, even though you didn't see him. Maybe sometimes you did see him. Maybe you knew your dad loved your mom, but he just couldn't stop throwing his dick all around the place. So you watch your dad struggle with his fidelity. You watch your mom struggle with your dad's infidelity. And here you are in the middle trying to stick by both of them. Like, Dad, why are you doing mommy like that? And on your mom's side, like, I ain't gonna tell my mom about what my dad is doing because I don't want her to be mad at him. And then, next thing you know, they be fighting and, they might be physically fighting over that. Every man doesn't handle being caught very well. Some men lash out physically when they get caught. Like, yeah, you got Keisha pregnant down the street. Who the fuck told you that? Don't worry about who told me. Is it true or not? Well, first of all, people around here need to mind their business. That's why I ain't want to move around here in the first place. You know what I mean? This was your idea to move around here. These your people's around here. And now they want to talk shit about what they think I'm doing. Now, I mean, ain't nobody got nobody pregnant. Ain't nobody messing around with nobody. Stop lying. Stop lying. You was messing around with her and you was seen with her and such said that you said, that they saw you on the Ave, y'all walking hand in hand and shit. What? Who told you? For a child to see that. Now some people going front like, well, you should never have your children exposed to that. And that's true. You should never have your children exposed to that. But guess what? It happens. Everybody isn't what you call responsible. They're more responsive than responsible. And their response may be to go ahead and hit the problem instead of taking care of the problem. So it can get ugly. Son, I'm telling you, YouTube is doing me dirty. They doing me dirty. Why? What's up? Like, I don't know, man. This crazy. They doing me dirty. But look, we gonna hang in there. Y'all. Yo, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Son752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm feeling like a real man should. Power Monday all up in your area. The 22nd, no, it's the 21st. Well, kind of like it's like the 22nd now, but the 21st of October. Here we are. We plowing through it, and we talking about watching your parents go through it. So, when you are a child and you watch your parents, like, okay, I'm gonna get back on that situation where you might have watched your parents go like struggle with fidelity, your dad struggling to keep his dick in his pants. Or at least to keep it from being exposed, that it keep coming out. It keep coming out and going in. The dick keep coming out and it keep going in. That's why I got two brothers I thought was my friends. I ain't know. I thought we kind of looked alike. I thought we was something like cousins, but the shit was buzzing. Everybody around the way, they knew the truth, but nobody told them my dad. We was giving proof. Yo, it was kind of a crazy thing. Wonder why they had my last name. Who's to blame? But anyway, so when you watch your mom, let's just get to it, man. Have any of y'all ever watched your mom cry over a man? Have any of you ever witnessed your mom crying over their relationship? Whether he was a good guy, whether he wasn't, whether he was your dad, maybe he wasn't. But when you see your mom break down, you know how You know how your mom is. She trying to be strong for y'all. She trying to be strong for y'all. But you hear her. You hear her in her room. And she bawling hard. And you like, damn, man, damn, mommy. Oh, shit. What we doing? What we doing? And you know what? I'll tell you what. It hits even harder. It hits even harder if the man that's doing your mom dirty ain't doing you dirty. It's like, damn, man, Mr. Dave, Mr. Rob, Mr. J, Mr. Frank, Mr. Boo. Like, he a good dude. He a good dude. He just don't always want to be with my mom. She don't understand. That shit, yo, man, that shit will take you. It will take you where you don't want to be. It will take you with watching your mom cry over anything. I don't care if she could be crying over a man. She could be crying because she had a death in the family. She could be crying because she really wants a better life for y'all. And it just started coming. You know what I mean? You ever watch your mom cry over finances because the shit ain't going right? She crying over education. She need to go back to school in order to get a better job. She might be going to a job that she really can't stand every day. And you watching this shit like, yo, when I get older, I'm going to get me a job that I like. I'm not going to be doing what my mom doing. You know what I mean? First of all, I'm not going to have as many kids as my mom had. Maybe your mom had 3-4 kids or whatever. Like, I think I'm going to limit my thing at 2. You know, maybe a boy and a girl, and that's all I'm going to have. And I'm already be straight before they come into this world. I ain't going to be like my mom struggling to get out of the projects, struggling to get out of low-income housing so we can get a better place. And all. Sometimes on your parents, it don't have to just be your mom. It can be your dad. But when you watch your parents struggle for real, struggle mightily to try to come up, to try to do better, to try to have better things for y'all. Any of y'all ever have your parents send you to a school, a private school that they couldn't afford? Couldn't afford it. Sent you anyway. Maybe you went there for a year or 2, 3, whatever, however long they could hold on. After a while, you had to go to public school. Watching your parents go through it. Shit is real. Shit is real. My peoples, Yosef L. Bay, what's good? And OJ Simpson. That's what I'm talking about, man. I ain't seen y'all in a minute. And you get it. So, all right. So let's get dressed. Let's go ahead and put on our best, yeah. We gonna get dressed up in this thing. Go ahead and put our digs on. Put my digs on first. Y'all know how I do. Go ahead and put my digs on. Okay. Couldn't find the right side of the chain. Well, hold on. Can I do it this way? Oh, I got a new spot. All right. Do it like that. You gonna do it like that? No, it's just gotta go like this. Gotta go like that. This is pretty consistent. It gotta go that way. All right. We good? How you like my shit? You know what I mean? Cow bones. For those y'all who don't know, these are cow bone necklaces. No wood on here, no wood. So this is what we're gonna do. Y'all wear the cow bones too. This is what we're gonna do. Y'all wear the cow bones too. Which one y'all want to wear? The one on the left? The cow bone, the cow bone, the cow bone, the cow bone, or the one in the middle? Cow bone, the cow bone, the cow bone, or the one on the right? Which one? Hold on, I gotta look to see. All right, T. Carey Wright says middle. So this is the one in the middle. Y'all ready to vote? Come on. Which one? Don't take all day, please. This is the one on the right. They all got to shine. They all got to shine to them. Or the one on the left. Which one? Sika Salah says middle. We got 2 for the middle. One more middle, and it's gonna happen. One more middle. One more middle. What we got? What we got? What we got? What we got? All right, all right. So that's the one on the right. That's the one in the middle. And this the one on the left. To the left. To the left. All right, all right. Come on, y'all. I just need one more. Shoot, I'm gonna just go with the 2. This is the one in the middle. Okay. Cheryl Horsey says middle. Middle is working today. The middle gonna make it today. Boom, bam. Boom, bam. I need y'all to stick out your neck. Stick your neck out, my people. Stick your... All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah, looking good. Looking good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. All right, here we go. Give y'all the ocular proof so y'all can see how fine y'all looking today. And you are looking fine, looking real good, you know what I'm saying? Real good, you know what I mean? All right. Boom. Look at that. Look at y'all. Look, ladies, you're looking beautiful. You're looking sweet. You're looking pretty. You're looking sexy. You're looking elegant. And you're looking gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous. And fellas, you're looking fly. You're looking handsome. You're looking debonair. You're looking suave. You're looking smooth. You got your soft stuff on. You got your good stuff. You got the good stuff. You got the cow bones. The cow bones. The cow bones. Cow bones. The cow bones. A cow bones. You rock the cow bones. 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 Yeah, cow bones. Cow bones. Cow bones. Cow bones. Y'all looking good, baby. Looking good. All right. Watching your parents go through it. Watching your parents go through it. Yeah, I'm going to stand up for a little while for this. Why not? Because I'm going to get deep into this subject. When you watch your parents go through it, when you watch your parents' trials and tribulations in their lives, like we was just talking about, if you've ever seen your parents cry, if you've ever seen your mom cry, she might have tried to suck it up. She might have tried to hold it in. She might have went into her room, closed the door. Normally, she let you might have free reign to mommy's room. You know, y'all sit up in the bed, eat popcorn, snacks, and all of that kind of stuff. Turn down the lights, turn up the TV, watch movies and shows and all that kind of stuff. They all normally do that. But right now, you can't do that with your mom because she's going through some shit. She might be going through something with a love interest of hers. She might be going through something with your father. She might be going through something from her past that she never really reconciled or whatever. And you're there trying to help your mom go through it with your limited understanding of adulthood and maturity and emotions and stuff like that. And you are a child, you're going through the same things that your parents are going through, but you might be going through it at a low level. So when you watch your parents, you know how most of us, when we were younger, we always said what we was going to do when we got older. When we get older, we're going to be rich. We're going to have this job. We're going to live here. We're going to drive this. Everything is going to be all right. You remember saying all of these things when you were growing up. And you know when you stopped saying those things as much? When you got in 12th grade. Because now it's time to pay the piper. Some of y'all had babies already when you was in 12th grade. You know how they go. You know, some people already had a child or two, or maybe went with the graduation with the whole baby, with a whole baby in the belly. You know what I mean? You know, the 80s was crazy. Now, I don't know if most of y'all were either born in the 80s, but whatever. But there was a lot of teenage pregnancy back in the 80s. You know, it was what it was. So anyway, when you get into 12th grade, you don't talk so much about what you're going to be in life and what you're going to do. Some people do. And most of the people who do talk about what they're going to be as they get older, or when they get older, whatever, are the ones who are already stacking and putting the pieces in place. Maybe they were taking a trade. Maybe they were already working. Maybe they were getting scholarships, whether athletic or academic scholarships to the schools of their choice. So their future was already looking bright. A lot of people didn't know what they was going to do after high school. You know how it goes. So you in 12th grade, it's like, what you going to do after school? You're not going to college. You're not going into the Army. What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to work. Well, where are you going to work? Well, right now I do hair. I'm going to work in the salon, or I'm going to work in this factory, or I'm going, I'm do some things on the computer. It's not. Anyway, watching your parents go through it, it can have an effect on your life that may stop you from doing certain things immediately, or it may plunge you deeper into doing some things that that maybe you shouldn't be doing. For example, watching your parents struggle with addiction. Who know about that? Who knows about watching their parents struggle with addiction? It's one of the most heartbreaking things that a child can ever see. Watching your parents struggle with addiction. And I ain't talking about cigarettes. I'm talking about alcohol. I'm talking about pills. I'm talking about crack. I'm talking about powder cocaine. I'm talking about heroin. I'm talking about drugs, baby. Drugs. See, being a teenager in the 80s, we saw a lot of drug activity, and we saw a lot of parents struggling with crack addiction. And what was so debilitating and confusing about crack is that it was a new drug. We didn't know how it worked. Remember, you used to see ads talking about crack kills. So you thinking you're gonna hit the glass and die soon. And they even had examples of people who had smoked crack and had heart attacks. And come on, man. I don't know what they started doing to the crack, but they started taking heart attacks out of it. So where in the beginning it was crazy, but whenever we have like an epidemic or a pandemic or whatever you call it, some kind of emic or demic, some kind of demic. You notice how when it first comes out, people be dying left and right, and that's how the panic and the awareness and everything starts. After a while, things settle down and people ain't dying no more. They living with it, and it gets worse because, we talk about crack addiction in the 80s and the 90s and how it ruined neighborhoods and broke up families and it just basically tore a large segment of our society apart. Crack addiction. Well, watching your parents be on crack. When you watch your parents on crack and they still love you. I've seen it. I've seen crack addicted parents still try to do the day-to-day parenting that a regular parent would do, but they can't do it because all they thinking about is hitting that glass. And even though they try to hide it from you, some try to hide it, some didn't. We talking about watching your parents go through it. Please hit the like button, y'all. Share the show, subscribe to the channel, and it's going to go the way it go. All right. Flexi says, get a lot of white women. I don't know what you're talking about. TK Wright says, you don't need to be a what in order? A gid in order to do that. You just need swag and money. What's a gid? Do you mean a god? Oh, what would you do if you were a god? Okay. And Flexi said, okay. I think I missed some of that conversation. Wisdom says, I saw my father cry, and it was the last day I saw him. I am 10 at the time, and he was a coward and has an open relationship, including my mom. I'm 52 now. We should stop crying, but take responsibility. Damn, man. That's heavy. That's heavy. It really is. Sekasala says, my pops was a Friday to Sunday dad. Buy us pizza, take us to the movies. It was fun, but I didn't recognize my mom hard work. I feel bad telling my mom I wish I lived with my dad. I asked him once and he said no. Man, every child asks to live. When your parents are separated, almost every child tries to pick and choose. You wasn't wrong for that. You wasn't wrong for that. But at least you weren't so selfish that you didn't even recognize the pain that could have caused your mom. Like, here she is busting her ass, to keep clothes on your back, a roof over your head, shoes on your feet, some lunch money, some shopping money, some movies money, some, popcorn, candy, the cold drink money, at least you recognize, like, damn, man, that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. And you're not wrong to cozy up to both of your parents. I mean, in all reality, you were brought into this world by two parents. There is no reason, there's no good reason other than death. Other than death, there is no good reason why you shouldn't have two active parents. But in American society, especially in the Black community, we have gotten so used to only being raised by our moms. It's just not right. It's like we don't even recognize no other way. Like, this is the way it is. Like, two parents. No, you raised by your mom. You see your dad sometimes, if you know him. It's bad out here. This shit sounds like a damn Tubi movie, but it's real. This shit is real. Rohit Chowdhury, bro, casually leaking his number. I don't know what that means. I have no idea. Enjoy Bose. Thanks for coming through. So yeah. It's watching your parents go through it. Trying not to pick sides with your parents. They put you in compromising positions, man. Your parents put you in compromising positions. But I'm not in the position right now. I'm not trying to get on nobody's parents about nothing. What we talking about tonight is watching your parents go through it. So what we're ultimately trying to find out is how watching your parents struggle with their trials and tribulations as adults while you were a child, how did that affect you going into adulthood? That's what we're really talking about. That's what we're really talking about. How did you watching your parents, seeing your mom cry, seeing your dad struggle with addiction or incarceration, can't stay out of jail, pop? Damn, dad. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, that shit crazy. You know what I mean? Let's say you have an active father. Like, yeah, I normally hear, my dad normally call me on Saturdays or whatever, and let me know when he coming through or blah, 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 blah. Saturday come through and you don't hear from him. Sunday come through and you don't hear from him. Monday, and you're like, what's going on with my dad? You call your dad, his phone just ringing or it's going straight to voicemail. Few days later, you get the call. You have a collect call from a Pennsylvania correctional facility. Do you accept the charges? Blah, blah, blah. Your pop can't stay out of jail, regardless of what he got locked up for. He can't stay out of jail. Now, what young man has a dad who can't stay out of jail, who struggles to not who struggles to avoid incarceration. What young man sees his father struggle with that and doesn't think that it could happen to them? Like, shoot, ain't no way I could ever go to jail. Shit. If daddy can't stay out of jail, you think that you really never going to see it? Well, I'm not saying that this is a guarantee. I'm not saying that it's a guarantee, but it happens so often. It's not something that you can just act like you don't see or act like it's not there. It's not, you don't have that luxury. You don't have that luxury. What is going on here? This shit, something ain't right. I ain't lying. Something is this shit is weird. Okay, but yeah. So watching your dad struck and he might keep going to jail because he can't stay off drugs. So he keep getting in trouble because of his addiction. He keeps getting in trouble because of his alcoholism. He get high, he get locked up. Simple as that. You know, watching your parents go through that. Now, you love your dad. You love him to death. Like, oh, that's my dog, man. You know what I mean? I love my dad. But you know, your dad is a ne'er-do-well. He be fucking up. Will I grow up to be fucking up too? My daddy be fucking up, but will I be fucking up? Hopefully I do better. Hopefully I be lucking up. Hopefully I don't be sticking up and getting stuck up. Hopefully I have to, you know, stand straight and buck up. Hopefully I do better in my life. Hopefully I have 3 kids and a loving wife. Hopefully I won't ever see the inside of the bars. Hopefully I have a big house, nice car. Hopefully live my life, straight and narrow. Hopefully I never have to beg and borrow and steal. Hopefully I be able to tell somebody how I feel. Hopefully I have a woman that has some understanding. Hopefully I join the fraternity with Brandon Us. There's a whole lot of shit that has an effect on your life when you watch your parents going through it. Watching your parents go through it. If you watch your parents struggle in life and it doesn't bring you the same kind of pain, if you don't empathize with your parents' struggles, seeing them going through it, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say for you. I got nothing. I got nothing. I'll tell you what having nothing is about, though. I'm telling you, I have a feeling. All right, on my end, like visually on my device, the chat been stopped. It stopped at Naturalista Rap when she said cheesing. It stopped there. Now it looks like the chat stopped here. Okay, I guess it didn't. That's even weirder. Real shit, that's even weirder. Okay. All right. Listen, if y'all want to call into the show, you can call in 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. Press number 1. Press number 1. Well, you don't have to press number 1. But it's 319-527-6199. You call that number, get you right on the show. No censorship on this show. No censorship. Say it how you feel it. I'll let you get all your shit off. Cursing, cussing, swearing, yelling, screaming, hollering. You can call here. 3195. And you won't be on camera. It's important for people to know that you won't be on camera. You will just strictly be on audio. But yeah. So watching your parents go through it, that's what we're talking about tonight. Watching your parents go through it. When you watch your parents go through their trials and tribulations in their lives, do you wonder if you will wind up like your parents? Because the reality is that whatever your parents have done, whatever they have done in their lives, you have the potential to do. So it can be something, it can be great things. You might be able to play basketball like Bronny James. You may be able to sing like Natalie Cole did with, like her father. You might be a great actor, like so many Hollywood actors have pulled their children up and pulled them into the industry, and they've done well, like the Barrymores. How about that? Like the Barrymores. But there are also some things that unfortunately run in families and are hereditary that you don't want to have anything, you don't want any part of, but you still may have the potential to suffer those types of falls, like addiction, like violence or abuse, like depression, like being a liar or a cheater. Now, no, don't get me wrong. Lying and cheating is not in your bloodline, but witness it enough and see that it works, and see if you don't duplicate it. Unfortunately, it seems to have that effect. But certain like drug addiction seems to run it, especially alcoholism. I don't know what it is about alcoholism, but it runs in families deep. Is it because they witness it, or is it because there's something hereditary about it? Because I've known people who never knew their fathers. And but they may have found out that their fathers were alcoholics, and guess what they became? It happens. Jad Man, my number one fan, Sekasala says, my dad was with multiple chicks, and my mom with my stepfather, who hated when who hated when young, but who you hated when you was young, but realized he actually raised me right. I thought having multiple women like my dad was cool. Yeah, when you kind of see it, it do look kind of cool. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, But what makes it not look cool is when you see your mom suffering over that. See, it would be, maybe it would be different. Maybe it would be different if your mom didn't give a shit and she was kind of like a hoe. But it never seems to work out that way. Well, I shouldn't say never. Let me take that back. It often is the case where the dad is on some other shit and your mom is holding it down for the family. Mad loyal, mad faithful, mad responsible. And he out here scrambling, scheming, scamming. He might be a cheater in all the things that he does. But, shoot, you might have some pretty women. You know what I mean? It's going to have an effect on you. Like, yo, I'm going to be getting joints like that. That's what I'm talking about. Second Sala says, made me not take women serious. I had to see how much my stepdad loved my mom. I actually cried more for him when he died compared to my real dad. Well, I had a stepdad just like you, and my stepdad loved my mom, and my mom loved my stepdad. But guess what? They didn't always get along. They didn't. And I was resistant to my stepdad in the beginning when I was young, because I met him when I was 12. So I tried to shit on him when I was like 12, 13, some shit like that. And I remember telling him one time that I didn't love him. And he was really hurt over that shit. And I was like, what you hurt for? I didn't even really mean it. You know what I mean? I ain't really mean it, but I ain't think he would give a shit. Well, he did. He really loved me. He really admired me. He thought I was a great kid. And I felt so much guilt when I said that shit. Man, after that shit, because after that, we got closer and closer and closer. Because I really did feel bad about that. He didn't deserve that. I was just mad. I was just being spoiled. He ain't deserve for me to say no shit like that. I just didn't know it would work. You know, so at a young age, I started to see the power of words. I don't think I understood on that level. I knew what it was like to feel bad because somebody teased you or whatever, but I didn't realize how hurt you can be over it being revealed that somebody doesn't feel for you the way that you feel for them, or when somebody doesn't take the way that you feel about them into consideration, just being inconsiderate. So yeah, we got so close after that. So every time I got a chance after that, growing up, you know, as a teenager, I love you, Dad. You know what I mean? I called him Dad. It was no more, you know, like, you know, it was funny because I was calling him Dad, and you know, my real dad was never out of my life. So I had two fathers. I was lucky as hell. Did you ever look at it like that, Seka? You ever look at it like you had two dads? You just had one better than the other? I mean, I was lucky. I had, like, to me, one wasn't really better than the other. I just knew one longer than the other, so I was more loyal to him. And that was my biological dad, you know. But both of them would do anything for me. And so anyway, my stepdad and my mom, they didn't always get along. You know what I mean? And my stepdad smoked. He smoked cigarettes. He was a chain smoker. He smoked. Wound up getting lung cancer. Almost killed my mom behind secondhand smoke. Real shit. She suffered to this day because of that shit. Who knows how much healthier she could have been had, you know, she not been taking long trips with him. You know what I mean? With the windows closed and he's smoking out. Whew. She could put up with cigarettes. I think if you can put up with cigarettes, you can put up with anything. But the old heads could do that shit. But anyway, watching your parents go through it. Watching them go through it. All right. Do y'all see this YouTube message? Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Y'all see that shit? All right, Seka says, yeah, had the young fun dad, and my stepdad was firm and 15 years older than my mom. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's grown folks' business, and I've learned to step aside when it comes to that. Like, all right, hey, you like it, I love it. You know what I mean? But when we're talking about watching your parents go through it, you're also talking about what may happen to you, what may come to visit you, what may be your fate, what may take you down the same road as your parents did, the identical road. You know, there are some public examples that we can point to where we can see the pain of watching your parents go through it. You know, every time I think about Whitney Houston's death and then Bobby Christina, like that shit, like if that shit don't break your heart, man, something is wrong. Like it don't seem right. Whitney dies. Nobody saw that coming. And then 2 years later, her daughter dies in a similar way that she died. And you know, and that was her only child. Yo, that shit is wild. It's too wild. That Whitney Houston shit. Yo, for those of y'all who are old enough, yo, y'all probably remember when Whitney was pregnant with Bobby Christina in the 90s. She was born. That was Whitney's only child. She took that baby everywhere. You know, she looked just like her father, looked just like Bobby Brown. You know, Whitney was like America's sweetheart. We ain't know she was hitting the glass or sniffing. Whatever she was doing. For some reason, I got a mental block on, you know, her smoking crack. For some reason, I'm like, she ain't smoke crack. She sniffed. She even said it. She looked like a sniffer to me. But hey, it is what it is. But, you know, so I know that Bobby Christina witnessed a lot of shit that she shouldn't have witnessed. I know that she went through a lot of things with Whitney, but I know that she loved her mother. So watching her mom, imagine the things that she's seen, that she had seen, because she's no longer with us. She ain't here. So watching her mom deal with the struggle with the pressures of show business, you know, and addiction, and a toxic relationship with her father. Imagine witnessing all of that. And you and your mom, y'all like this. And then on February 12th, February 10th, 2012, your mom dies. Your mom passes, and she was your everything. I think the grief that she had to battle with, just, I don't think that she wanted to live. I don't think she wanted to. It's just a crazy situation. But that's not somebody that I knew, but it's something I can point to as an example. And sometimes the examples that we get of people who things have happened to, it's not what we're looking for, but it's what we got. It's what we get. And it's crazy. It's just it's one of those things. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Share the show. You know. Sekasala says they were even fighting on reality TV in front of her. Yeah. Yeah, now the thing about reality TV is it's so scripted. I don't know. But we know they had some toxic shit going on. Seka says, so who knows how much she saw? Who knows? Who knows? This is the weirdest thing ever. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but somebody on YouTube has unplugged me. I don't know what's going on. But somebody has pulled the plug like, nope. You only go this far. Something is going on, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. I know it. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. We are talking about watching your parents go through it. Watching your parents go through it. Watching them go through their trials and tribulations. We know that one of the most devastating things that a child or children of parents could ever witness is watching your parents go through health challenges. At a young age, watching your parents go through health challenges, struggling just to either stay alive or be able to stay mobile, or, just to be able to not be sick all the time. It's not easy for a child having to deal with parents who aren't healthy enough to raise them, to take them places, to do things with them. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like to try to have children after like 40 years old. Some people don't give a fuck. Evidently. Like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, they don't give a fuck. And like they 80 years old having newborns. Like, yo, they different. They different. But yeah, watching your parents go through health challenges. Because your parents may have some kind of affliction. They might have, let's say you were born to parents with sickle cell anemia. And sickle cell anemia is a blood disease where instead of the blood cells being shaped like cells, they're shaped like half moons. Sickle. That's why they call them sickle cells. And it's a very, very crippling and debilitating disease where you will watch your parents go, through a lot of pain, being in and out of the hospital a lot. They might miss out on things a lot. Parents, people who have sickle cell anemia are really encouraged not to have children, especially women. The men, not so much, but women are highly encouraged not to bear children because their physical health just won't. It's just really hard for them. It's just like, it's really, really hard. Y'all know, if y'all hip hop fans, y'all remember the group Mobb Deep. Well, Prodigy from Mobb Deep died in 2017, I believe. He died from sickle cell, complications of sickle cell. He had it all his life. And that's the thing about sickle cell. It definitely runs through a bloodline. So hopefully it skips you, but it might skip you and then get your babies. So you have children and then they're born with sickle cell and you are born with it. You may not know it up front, but they normally test for it because, if parents are known to have sickle cell, then they know that there's a good chance that the children will have it. Surely, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Surely, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's good, ma? Good to see me some you. That's what's up. But yeah. Yeah. Watch it. Maybe some children have to take care of their parents at a young age. Imagine you 8, 9 years old. You dealing with parents that's sick all the time. All the time. You know how you deal with your parents on a regular basis. They have their good days and their bad days. Well, it's heartbreaking. And it can make you feel so powerless when you're dealing with a parent that has nothing but bad days. They don't have no good days. You looking for them to have some good days and they don't have them. They short on the good days. Heavy on the bad days. Bad days are popping. Them good days don't be coming through. So it's very hard watching your parents go through that. It's very hard watching your parents go through health challenges. And you want to be there for them. You want to help them out. You really want to do something for them. You love your parents and you know that they love you. But you're a child. It's one thing when children are sick because they have the parents to help them get through whatever, to get through whatever health challenges that they have. Parents are expected to look for the resources, find the resources in order to be able to take care of their children and to remedy whatever problems that they have. Well, when the roles are reversed and the child has to deal with the parent who's sick all the time, and they're not old enough to take care of the parents. They want to help, but they can't. I mean, they can help some things. Like, Mom, do you need anything? You need me to cook you something? You need me to bring you something? Do you need me to go somewhere for you or whatever? Do you need me to go get, whatever? But, as you watch as a young person, a young child watches their parents go on a steady decline with their health, knowing that, pretty soon I'm not going to have my mom or my dad. Pretty soon I'm going to lose them. That's stressful for a child. Stressful as hell. To the point where a lot of parents try to keep that away from their children. Like, they don't want them to know. I get it. They don't want them to know that. But at the same time, they can't hide it. They up in the hospital bed, or when they come home, they on their way back to the hospital pretty soon because they can't, their health is failing. It could be anything. You might be dealing with a parent that has, anybody out here ever have a parent or a loved one of any kind that has kidney problems? Kidney disease and looking for a transplant? It's rough stuff. Looking for a kidney transplant. Going back and forth to dialysis and shit. Well, imagine a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old witnessing their parents have to go to dialysis. They don't understand what's dialysis. Like, Dad, why you got to go to dialysis? Well, they have to. My kidneys are bad, so I have to watch my intake of liquids because I can't process liquids very well, and so they have to clean my blood because I'm not. It's tough. It's tough as hell. Shirley Cheryl says, "Oh, what up, Aussie mate? What's good?" Shirley Cheryl says, "My dad had diabetes, and when I was younger, I didn't understand what he was going through because he didn't live with me. Among other things, my mom left him because he wouldn't take care of himself." Wow. Oh, man, it's tough. And she says, before he passed at an early age of 44, woo, he became a double amputee on dialysis and under lots of stress. Oh, my gosh. Damn, sure. I'm so sorry you had. Ooh. At 44. Yo. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Just reading that, like, I'm like, oh. That's a heavy one. Okay. So I'm going to ask you this. And please excuse me asking you this, because if you don't feel comfortable talking about it, you don't have to. But I'm curious about watching him go through and struggle with those health issues and watching that decline. What effect did that have on you? Like, what did that tell you about your future? And what did it make you do or not do in your own life? You know, I mean, if you could share that, I'd appreciate it. And I'm not gonna lie. They say that God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. I don't think as a child, I don't think I would be able to handle. I would have been able to handle that. I really don't. Now, of course, as a full-grown adult, I can say that I wouldn't have been able to handle it. But I really don't think I would. I would have been. I don't think I was conditioned. I wasn't groomed. I wasn't prepped. I wasn't coached. I wasn't guided. I wasn't tutored. I wasn't built for that yet. I wasn't built for it. Shit, I'm barely built for it now. You know, my dad passed a few years ago. And, you know, seeing him in that hospital bed, I'm like, this shit is really going to happen? Like, what? This can't be. Yo, no way. Way? No way. Yeah, way. July 11th, 2021. Way. That's when he left me. That's when he left me and couldn't come back. It's tough. But I didn't watch him. I didn't have to watch his physical struggles. He didn't have physical struggles. My dad was healthy. He was at any age he was always the healthiest man I knew at that age. Easily. I mean, he did live to be 84. But you couldn't have told me he wasn't going to live to be 100. Easy. He used to talk about it all the time. Like, yeah, I'm making it to 100, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out later on, he knew that there were things that was going to prevent him from ever making it to 100 years old. I don't know about that. Something is weird about this whole show. And something is really, really weird about this chat. There is something weird here, y'all. I mean, am I the only one that's seeing this? Like, y'all don't see nothing weird? Please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get 'Em Miss 'Em show. We are talking about watching your parents go through it. Watching your parents go through it. Go through the trials and tribulations of being a parent, being an adult. We've talked about watching your parents struggle with addiction, struggle with incarceration, struggle with fidelity or infidelity, struggle with love, struggle with relationships. One thing that's really, 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 really scary and sad is watching your parents struggle with mental illness. Man, watching your parents slip into darkness. Like, yeah. Watching your parents slip into darkness. Seeing them go from vibrant and intelligent and mental illness has nothing to do with your intelligence, but it has everything to do with a chemical imbalance that makes you not be able to function mentally and socially in a normal capacity, the way they may have been able to easily do it before. So whether you're talking about dementia for an elderly parent, or whether you're talking about schizophrenia for a parent of any age. Ugh, man. Wait, I see that we have a caller on the line. Caller with the last numbers 9843. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind tonight? I'm sorry, what? You done? Is that it? You finished? I can't understand the words you're saying. Okay. Let's see. Listen, if you're not going to talk, I gotta get you off of the line because I don't know what you're doing. Huh? Okay. I got nothing, yo. I got nothing. Cheryl says, well, I was cool with helping out when I got older, like 15. He didn't live too far from me. My siblings knew where he lived. I got a few good years from him. He was a very good electrician, handy. What's this? That Fork says, my older brother had schizophrenia. You're not wrong about a thing. Yo, man. That's schizophrenia. I've known a lot of people who suffer from schizophrenia. Yo, it's hard. Oh my gosh. And especially if they suffer from schizophrenia and you knew them before they suffer from it. See, it's one thing if when you met them, they had it. But if that's not the case, this shit is a heartbreaker. You know what it's like? You know what it's like, That Fork? It's like losing somebody. It's like losing somebody who didn't die. That's what dealing with schizophrenia is like. It's like losing somebody who did not die. Like they're here, but they're not here for you. And as much as you want to bring them back, they're not here for you. So it's not like dealing with a corpse, but y'all will never be able to enjoy the relationship that y'all had like y'all used to be able to. That's out. That is out. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Shirley Cheryl says, man, LOL, my love for him grew stronger, but towards the end, it really took a toll because he taught me never to give up, but he died on the dialysis table. And they told me when I was on the sub coming, oh man. Wes says, bless, bro. All right. Emily Dunlap in the house. I said it. Emily. What's going on, y'all? All right. I see the caller is calling back. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try to take him again. I don't know. All right. Caller with the last number is 9843. Yo, what are you doing?
There is some S-O-N. S-O-N. C-H-I. When you see with something, there is something wrong. You believe There's something wrong.
What's wrong?
Tried to call. Tried to call.
All right.
Yeah.
Yo, if you get it together, I'll bring you back on. But I can't. Nobody can understand you, dude.
Right. There is something wrong. Try.
I don't know. I don't know. Listen, try to give everybody a shot. Sometimes it's warm, lukewarm. Sometimes it's hot. But I'm not trying to decipher something like I need a code. Yo, this thing I rode like a car with the wheels on. Rode it till the wheels off. Try to be hard every day, but sometimes you gotta tell yourself the side. Yeah, it gotta be soft for the kids, for everybody who loves you. Live the way you gotta live. Give what you gotta give. Do what you gotta do. Yeah, you see the things that's going to do with your parents is you. Now you are the parent. Are you doing your best? Are you better than the rest? Yo, you never know what life going to give you as far as the cards. Sometimes it can be hard. How hard is it? Maybe harder for him, maybe easier for the next man, but then you gotta live it in real time. Rom. All right, wait a minute. We got another call on the line. I don't know what's going on. Man. They could be trolls. I don't even know if they're trolling. Hold on. Victor Ziegler. What's good? Hello World says mental health. Emily says, yes, let the caller go. Why you still giving that person attention? It's not about giving nobody attention. You call in, I'm letting you call in. I said you can call in. So, all right. So I see we have another caller on the line. Caller with the block number, private number, whatever you want to call it. All right, wait a minute.
Hello?
Right. Yes, welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thanks for calling in. What's good?
How you doing?
Feeling like a real man should.
All right. I'm calling in about the topic.
Oh, cool.
It's hard to go through. I know my mother had to deal with me. I had to deal with her. But God will give you the strength that you need to have to go through what you have. You think you can't go through it, but you can. You never know how strong you are. And something's going on with YouTube because I couldn't write in the chat. The thing didn't come up, so but I was able to like the button.
Yo, there's definitely going on something. There's definitely something going on with YouTube because they are doing me dirty. They've been doing me dirty for like the past 4 or 5 days. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you have a lot of they're probably trying to fix your situation because you have a lot of people that's listening, not liking, not entertaining or joining in, and they're probably trying to cool that down or whatever.
Nah, everybody can't be.
I'm dealing with stuff that I have to deal with sometimes by myself because of my health issues. And I'm glad that I'm strong enough to deal with it, But everybody is not strong enough to deal with their sickness.
Right. No, wait. So wait. Let me make sure that you understand what we talk about. We're talking about watching your parents go through it. So we're talking about
Yeah.
how it can affect you when you watching your parents go through their trials and tribulations, go through they, whatever it is, whatever they struggle with. We're talking about how it feels to watch them go through that.
I
Sometimes you might.
understand the lesson that you forget talking about because I have some friends, their parents, while they were sick, their parents got sick. So they sick at the same time.
But that's not really what I'm talking about though.
Okay.
I'm talking about like you have you ever seen your mom cry?
No.
Okay. Well, when you see your mom cry, like it can really have an effect on you. Like I've seen my mom cry before, more than once. And for different reasons. But you know that when normally your parents try to stay strong for you, they try to teach you how to protect yourself against other people who try to break you down or try to hurt your feelings or who try to harm you in some kind of way. And so when you see them not necessarily giving up, but when you see them struggling, just trying to keep their heads above water and trying to stay strong, but dealing with the frustration that they may have with trying to keep food on the table, keep a roof over your head, trying not to look like they sad or depressed or even in physical pain sometimes, trying to put on a good face for you, and when you see them struggle with it so bad to the point where it brings tears to your eyes, it can affect you. It can affect you for your whole future. It can be tough. So that's what we're talking.
Uh,
That's what we're talking about.
yeah. I haven't went through that, but I'm pretty sure that my family's going through that when it comes to me. But I haven't went through that with my mother. I know she was always strong. Only time I seen her break down is when she got mad. I never seen a sad side of her. So
Okay.
I guess that was, I don't know if that's a blessing or what, but it made me who I am. So because sometimes I can't handle my sickness and I have to pray about it.
Yeah.
I get frustrated sometimes. So I never seen my mother go through, and she dealt with, some things. She had some problems with her eyes, and she dealt with it, like a champ until she got older. She had some more things coming down on her. I saw that, but she was even strong through that. I mean, she was a mother until her deathbed, still being a mother.
Mm-hmm. But but even if she's a mother, and even if she's staying strong, you watching her have to stay strong. You may be wondering, like, if is this going to happen to me when I get older? Like, am I going to have to deal with these kinds of problems, these kinds of challenges, these kinds of struggles? Like, have you ever watched your mom, have you ever watched your mom's frustration dealing with a love interest, like a boyfriend of hers or something? You know what I mean? And maybe they're not getting along, or maybe they are. Maybe maybe the love between the two of them isn't balanced. You ever watch your mom struggle through a relationship?
Yeah, she wasn't good in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't good in that. She told me not to go through that, what she went through, to do better.
Did you think? Did you think? Did you think you?
Look,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that was her little lesson for me. She didn't want me to go through what she went through. She wanted me to do better.
Well, what exactly was she? What exactly was she going through?
it wasn't like it was supposed to be. Like she didn't. It wasn't like it was supposed to be. She only had one person that I considered that was a good candidate for her, and that's the one she said that was giving her problems, and I didn't see it. So,
Okay.
you know, my mom, like I said, to me, she was a hero because I was always scared that she was going to go through dementia, but my cousin said he seen it a little bit. I didn't see it. I didn't see that in her.
Okay.
I didn't see nothing that, but I knew my mom. I knew my mom better than a lot of people knew her because I was with her all the time.
Okay.
She definitely had problems with men, but she didn't give up on men. But she had problems with men.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's what we talking about. If you when you watch it,
She
when
definitely
you.
had problems with men. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now.
I never seen her. I never seen her. Cry nothing like that. On the other hand, she have seen me struggle in that way. She done seen me drop down tears, and told me, I shouldn't settle for less or just choose anything, So it was the opposite. She seen me go through it, and I didn't want to go through it while her watching me because I didn't want her to judge me or get in my business. And she wasn't like that because she said her mother did that to her, and she didn't want me. She didn't want to go through that with me.
Mm-hmm.
She never tried to control me because her mother controlled her. And I think that's why we were so close because her mother never got, they didn't have a good relationship.
Okay.
My grandmother dropped the ball somewhere between two of her children, but she made it up with her grandchildren. So that's how that works.
Okay. All right. Well, when your mom, all right, when your mom was watching you, break down because of relationships that you were in or whatever, when she saw you go through your emotions, do you ever think that maybe she felt like you were able to do what she wasn't able to do?
No, I heard her tell her boyfriend something about me when it came to relationships. I know she was frustrated. And I know where I was having trouble with relationships because of my health issues. So, because sometimes I wouldn't even be bothered. These knucklehead guys, they come pursue me. And that's what makes me mad. I don't like, being pursued. And then I get interested in, and then they start flipping the script. I don't like that. Because, I got frustrated with that. I think my mother was tired of seeing me going through those changes. But, she wanted me to be better. I'm like, I don't go through, what I go through. I could try to be better, but I don't know if that's possible.
Okay.
She did go through some stuff with relationships. And I'm definitely seeing how it's playing out in my life, when it comes to relationships. But like right now, I'm just trying to deal with my health. Because I'm frustrated. The only thing I can do is deal with my health. I ain't got time. I don't want to fall off my game because I got everything going good on my end. Everything that I need, is going real good. But that's how I normally be. Sometimes some people are good in love, but they got, stuff they messing up on, materials and whatnot. And then sometimes you good and, keeping the house up, bills paid, but, you poor in relationships. So. Well, like I said, I found love one time. And if I never find it again, I'm cool.
Well,
but I'm not gonna be fighting over something and make me lose my mind or make me get sick for fighting. I shouldn't be fighting, and I'm fighting by myself. That's something I'm not going to do.
Right. But getting back to the parents. So what other things did you watch your mom struggle with? Like, has she ever struggled with finances? Has she ever struggled? Did she ever have any
We
any?
struggle all the time. I don't, you know what? We struggle all the time, but it just didn't seem like we were struggling because when I was a kid, I was able to go to Bible up and see a point all in 1 or 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was able to go to activities like that. I know we didn't have the money because I did not want to go to my prom. Because I was like, we ain't got that kind of money. But I didn't have enough faith to trust my mother to get that kind of money. So she begged me to go to the prom. I didn't want to go. My friends begged me to go to the prom. I did not want to go to the prom.
Yeah.
So I happened to find a lady to make dresses, and I got my dress made for a price of the cost of the dress. And I'm pretty sure my mother would have did. When I think of it, I said I should have stayed out of grown folks' business and let my mother do what she needed to do. She always came through.
Okay.
You know, and stuff like that. But as far as we never went hungry. We always had. That's why I always had my ice box in my refrigerator full because I seen my mother, do that. So we struggled, but it didn't even look like we were struggling.
Okay.
It didn't feel like we were struggling, but we went through it. And I honestly, God, I caught her one time praying. She said, "What you gonna do? Tell everybody?" I knew my mother had a Lord with her, but not like I thought, I just, but she was not like me. She didn't talk about God like I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew she had him with her.
Okay. Well, if you watch it, when you watch your mom struggle, financially and stuff, trying to provide for you and things like that, did you ever think to yourself like you want to do better? Like you want to make sure that when you get older that you you have your money straight, even though having money doesn't cure all your other problems, but you have to take care of the problems that you have in real time. So
I'm telling you, I only can do what I can do, but if you're sickly and you're dealing with health issues ever since you're 12 years old, there's only so far you're going to go. I wanted to go to community college, but I wasn't physically able to finish higher learning because of my sickness.
Okay.
I couldn't do no more than what my, capability was able to, the way it was able to take me. And maybe I should have, seek the Lord earlier, and maybe he could have did something about it. I don't know. I don't question it. I don't even get angry at it or mad at it. It's just what it is. I use it for glory. My sickness wouldn't let me, and then I was my mother's backbone. Because I could have left, I could have did my own thing. I didn't even know I could do my own thing on my own. But I know I was her backbone and she was my backbone.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I needed some money, I could get some money easily out of her. And vice versa. If I had it, she had it.
Okay.
So yeah, but as far as me seeing her cry and everything, I don't remember, and I don't recall her never crying or nothing like that, but I have recall her being mad. She do get mad. I have seen those activities. So, and she had talked to me about relationships because I guess she didn't want me to respond like her, but that's easier said than done.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was dressed. She had me dressed. I had the nicest face. And my mother, she worked. She did work, and then sometimes she didn't work. But I had, leather skirts, silk tops, you know, I had some girls who was jealous of me. I had it, but I was the only child, so she had, she blessed me with a lot of things, and then vice versa. I made sure my mother was a good mother, and I made sure I gave my mother a lot of nice gifts because I had a good mom.
Yeah.
And but she did used to whoop my butt, my tail though. That's something these kids can't handle. They get angry at their parents for doing that. But sometimes, you need that to keep you out of trouble.
Yeah.
I remember going somewhere after school and I didn't come straight home. Ooh, that was the worst tail whooping I ever got.
But listen, so let me ask you this. What have you seen your mom go through that you could say had the biggest effect on you and your future? What did you see in her that made you think about you growing up?
Men.
Okay.
And dealing with my dad, it's just, I didn't want to go through the same thing she went through when it came to my dad. I don't talk about him too much, but that's what made me, take my time and try to choose wisely.
Yeah, I understand that.
And try not to get angry. A lot of days I turn on TV, the women are so angry at men, and I am trying my best not to be that way because I have no children. I don't have no reason to be mad. I have my own thing going. I haven't experienced nothing that bad to be so angry towards a man. And I don't want no woman. I don't even go that way. So,
I understand.
Yeah, my mother, they use her and her girlfriends talk about me all the time at the table. Those were her struggles, and she wanted, I believe my mother wanted, she never wanted to get married though. But she didn't have no man sitting there not doing nothing for her.
Well,
you always had to bring something to the table.
Do you think her not wanting to get married had an effect on you? Have you ever been married?
No. I never been married and never had no children.
Okay. So
and never had I didn't consider marriage until a couple of years ago. That never entered my mind, even with kids. I really, as far as kids concerned, that didn't enter my mind either. Your body, like I said, when your body is not the best thing, you don't want to make it worse.
Yeah, I understand.
Carrying a baby is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of my friends go down. They're listening to folks because of what folks saying and getting in their ear, and they was already sick. And after they had the kid, their body declined more, and the kid had to take care of them.
Okay, but okay. Have you ever wanted to have kids or get married?
I wanted a child, and I didn't want to get married. So, like I said, I got older.
Okay.
And child's always been. I always wanted to be a mother. I felt motherly. I helped raise half of these kids in the family, but I thought I was able to. I wanted to get married, but that's either here. I ain't even like that. The way these women is fighting and competing, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah,
I ain't got time to be married, have a happy home, and then somebody come in and I have to deal with that. I ain't got time for that either.
Okay.
It's very disheartening.
Okay.
So it's very disheartening, people don't care. They don't reckon God like they say they do. So
Okay. So I guess what I'm trying to get to is seeing your mom not want to get married. Do you think that had any effect on you not wanting to get married?
it must have happened if she didn't force it. And I was so glad she didn't force me to have kids either. She ain't said nothing about no grandkids, me having no grandkids. And I thought that was unusual. She didn't force me. She ain't like, when you going to give me some grandbabies? Or when you going to get married? I ain't hear none of that from my mother.
Oh, okay.
And I did notice that too. I was like, she never said nothing about it.
Okay.
The only thing she ever told me is she did tell me, she's like, I know you love me. And I was surprised to hear her say that. She told me that, and my mother, we showed love, and we always talked about death and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. We didn't have no problem with all. Some people don't even like to talk about that. You got to talk about it. You got to have your house in order. But my mother always told me, she was like, I know you love me. She told me that, and she never talked about grandkids. She never talked about me having a husband. What she did, she noticed this dude chasing after me, and she told her boyfriend he is pursuing her happiness. He was like, yeah, it wasn't about nothing. So yeah, she never did that. Behind her, other people, parents wanted them to get married, wanted them to have kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I never experienced that. I have the next generation. I asked if any kids coming out, they're like, nope. So don't even look for it. I'm like, oh wow.
Okay.
I'm like, wow. They're not having kids like they used to. I have seen on my side, they're not having kids like they was having.
Yeah. All right.
But parents, I swear I didn't see that dementia on my mother, and I was glad. I think now that's her not remembering me. I think that would have broke me.
But that never happened, right?
That never happened.
Okay.
I was going through something while she was in taking care of herself, and she's trying to get me straight. I'm like, because she could tell, the parent could tell when something was wrong with the kid, and I was trying to hide it. And I couldn't hide it from her. She knew me like that. I couldn't hide it from her. So she a parent on her deathbed. I knew my mother was going through. And somehow, me not driving, I was able to get there all the time. I don't know how I did it, but I was able to get there and take care of my mom. I'm so happy. I did what the Bible says do. Take care of your parents. I took care of my grandmother. I took care of my auntie. Yeah. It was hard seeing them go through that stuff. And they was, they wasn't in the best shape. My grandmother wouldn't let my mother touch her. She had that pride issue that the parents supposed to take care of the kid, not the other way around. And so she wanted me to deal. She was better off me taking care of her instead of my mom. So that was kind of hard to see. I went through it back to back. But you know what? The funny part of it is I don't feel sad because they was at a particular age where, quite say it was their time.
Yeah.
My mother lived to be 70 when she passed. Only person that died before her time was my auntie, but my auntie was out there in the streets.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why she went on. She was in the streets, so she's the only one that passed kind of early. I went through it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot, seeing it mentally and everything, and you get tired. You just have to, you get tired.
I
You just
understand.
get tired. And I had got tired just going through what I'm going through, and I said, look, I gotta see about myself. I gotta take care of myself. If don't nobody else care about me, I gotta care about me. My mother was want me to keep going.
Yeah,
That's
I
something I know
understand
she
that.
want me to do. She want me to keep going, especially if I know I'm doing real good. Why not?
Well, do you think you got that from your mom? That
Yeah, I know I got it from her.
okay.
That I got that determination from my mom. Mm-hmm.
But do you think you got it from watching her having to be strong? Like
Yeah.
what I'm trying to get to is I'm trying to get to what you actually witnessed, not just what you think. I'm trying to get to what you witnessed that shaped the way that you think because of what you saw your parents, what you saw happen with your parents. Like,
When I saw strength. I saw faith. I saw God when he wasn't even talked about. I saw it. So when I saw food kept in the refrigerator, like I said, we never went hungry. And when we was low, people didn't believe that we was low,
yeah,
because we always had. But it was sometimes where we had to get church boxes.
okay,
We had to get church boxes, and our house was like, what I hated was our house was the party house. They didn't have no R&B back then, or they had clubs, or you either go to a club or you go to a house. And my mother's house, unfortunately, was the party house.
okay,
And then come to my mom, and they're witness how my mom is. My mama kept herself up. They know she kept food in the refrigerator. They knew what type of woman my mother was.
mm-hmm,
You know. So we had it died down later. I was glad when that died down because we get tired of seeing people all the time.
yeah,
My mother and my cousin is more like they like to deal with people, and I'm more like the introvert. I could take it or leave it. I like being by myself. That don't bother me. People don't understand. That don't bother me. I can be around people, and then I don't have to be around people.
okay,
Yeah, but I think, like I said, you can go through anything. Don't never say if you got God with you, you can go through what you need to go through. He will get you through.
yeah, I believe that too.
Because I'm still trying to wrap my head around. Um, because my thing is I didn't witness my mother with dementia, and I think that would be the only thing I think I couldn't handle if she couldn't remember what I was going through. And I know what dementia is. Back then, I really didn't know when she was sick. I didn't witness none of that when she was going through. And that dementia is that's very heavy. That's not no joke.
Yeah. Well, listen, I gotta let you go. We about to get on a body
Okay.
here, but I appreciate you calling in, and
Okay.
thanks for relating your experiences to us.
Okay.
All right, you have
Thank you for listening.
no doubt. Have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
All right. All right. Good call. Good call. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're about to get on a body here. We about to do these birthday shout outs in a minute. But you know what? When I was listening to the caller and she reminded me of something that we were talking about. We're talking about watching your parents go through it. So we're talking about watching when you witness your parents' trials and tribulations, whether their trials and tribulations are or struggles or addiction or incarceration or love or relationships. Um, uh, One that I wasn't thinking about But I think we need to address this one. Now we were talking about finances, watching your parents struggle to make a decent wage or keep a good job. Maybe sometimes you watch your parents struggle to be able to keep a job. You know what I mean? Like everybody wasn't born to parents that worked. Some people were born to parents that was on welfare. Real shit. And if anybody who grew up on welfare and wanted to be on welfare after growing up on welfare, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Somebody has unplugged you. But there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who grew up on food stamps, grew up on the government check. Struggle with public housing authority. You know what I'm saying? Low income. When you are on welfare, you poor. Ain't no way around it. Your income keeps you in below the poverty level. And struggling with that is hard. And when you watch your parents struggle, maybe wanting to get off welfare, maybe not wanting to get off welfare, but definitely if you are on welfare, you're struggling. You're struggling to try to make some more money, struggling to try to make ends meet, struggling to put together birthdays and Christmases and shit like that. And watching your parents go through that, more than likely, if you grow up with parents that was on public assistance, living in public housing and all that kind of stuff, more than likely you told yourself, I don't want that. I'm going to beat that. I'm going to be better than that. I'm going to make sure that that's not my fate. Sometimes you might definitely get around that and do better for yourself. Sometimes it might take longer for you to get to the bag than you thought it would. Please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. But yeah, and another thing that you might witness your parents go through is keeping what do you call it? Some parents were not able to keep a decent roof over your head. You may have had friends, cousins, relatives or whatever. They was always moving, always getting a new phone number, always moving, always like, yo, last time I went over their house, they was living on this side of town. They don't live there no more. That was just a few months ago or last year. Like, no, they moved from there. They had to go. Now they living over there. They living over, you know what I mean? And it's tough for a kid to move around all the time. It makes it hard to establish friendships, to cement friendships. It's hard. Every time you start to get dug into a neighborhood or school, now y'all gotta move again because mommy can't pay the rent, dad can't pay the rent, whatever. Y'all moving like y'all on some military family shit, and ain't nobody in the military. We broke. Mom or dad keep getting evicted or getting ready to get evicted, so they keep hopping around from place to place looking for stability. And if you are raised in an unstable environment or never being able to have like a family home or at least be able to be in a place long enough to whereas you can start to get familiar with your surroundings and get comfortable and dug in, you probably don't want that. You probably don't want that for yourself. So watching your parents go through it with that, because when they go through that, you're going through it too. And it's tough. It's tough. Watching your parents, if you have a parent who struggles with their bills mightily, Like maybe they just not good at paying bills. Maybe the money be there, they just don't pay them. So you come home, lights is off. You're like, what the hell? Why none of the light switches working? How come I can't get the TV to come on? Yeah, electricity cut off. Water ain't running. Eviction notice on the door. Phone is off. Things like that. I'll tell you one thing: when you grow up in a house where utilities get cut off, you do not want to live that way. Ain't nothing fun about that. But you watching your parents go through that. They raising you. You're not raising them, but watching them go through it, it's going to hurt you because your family is your team, and your parents are the captain of your team. So you watching your captain not do too well. They ain't got the game plan down. But this is your team. It's your team. And you're loyal. It's tough. Hello World says it's a heavy topic. Probably why people push loved ones away and try to go at it alone and don't realize that they come off as a little off from being in that fight alone. That's deep. Emily says, I know, right? No one is saying who's cook. Oh, y'all talking. I can't follow y'all shit. Autumn Campbell says, hallelujah, praying for generational curses to be broken under God. Man, speaking of, I don't normally do this, but speaking of prayer, tomorrow's show is going to be called your private prayers. So we're going to talk about the things that you pray for only when you're by yourself. The prayers that you have that you wouldn't tell nobody about because you can't tell nobody. You know, you ever pray about something you ain't got no business praying about? Give you an example. You ever pray that somebody breaks up with somebody so you can be with them? It's not the kind of thing you're supposed to ask God for. So you might ask him in a way that don't make you feel bad or look bad. To who? To God. But that's a private thing. You wouldn't tell nobody you was praying that you praying for Jerome for Jerome to leave his wife so you and Jerome can finally be together the way y'all supposed to be, or the way that God wants you to be. You might pray for somebody to not live, not make it. You actually praying for them to, but you know how we put that. We just pray for them to be out of our lives. But in private, you might be like that. I'm about to say dad. You might say, God, get them on up out of here. You can bring them up to your heaven or whatever. I need them off earth. I need them out of this world. Private prayers. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I don't know what's up with this YouTube thing. I would be lying if I say I wasn't so fucking frustrated with this bullshit. So Autumn says, I pray that I can be closer to him the only way. Hello World says, Grandmaster Flash told us about this jungle life. Melly Mel. Cheryl Halsey says, dealing with parents. What's that? Oh, parents fighting. Seeing my father hit my mother, a lot of anger. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the show. That's when you see your parents physically fighting, that's something you don't want for yourself. And you know what the crazy part about it is? You don't want that for yourself. And you often, for some reason, it seems like somehow you attract that. And I'm not saying everybody does, but I've seen it happen so many times. If your mom was abused, guess what? All the girls in the family become abusers. I mean, become abused. They get abused. If the father was an abuser, then a lot of times the sons, somehow become abusers. It's crazy, man. We're gonna do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here, man. It's after 4 o'clock in the morning. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious October 21st, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Rita Spriggs, happy birthday. And also my girl Karen Murray, happy birthday, turning 50 years old. What? And Natasha Paget, happy birthday to you. And Jennifer Eden, happy birthday. And Queenie Emma, happy birthday. And Tracy Young, happy birthday to you. And Janique Carter. And last but not least, my girl Mina Holiday. Hey. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious October 21st, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on into the damn, to rock out, rock on into the damn, rock out, rock on into the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, go hard, go for yours, and remember, go hard, go. Yo, watching your parents go through it. Honestly, I couldn't say enough about this show that would cover how each individual deals with seeing their parents or how it feels emotionally. How it affects us emotionally, watching our parents struggle with whatever they're struggling with. Bearing witness to seeing our parents' strengths, weaknesses, downfalls, progressions, regressions, declines. We have the potential to be whatever our parents were. Good and bad. And sometimes when you watch the good and you see the good, but sometimes you watch the bad and you see the bad and you try to pick and choose which one will be for you. Well, sometimes we don't have the power to say which one we're going to be or which one or how we're going to turn out. We just have to do our best. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all back to life. Peace to anybody and everybody that's going through it. If you witness your parents going through it, and if you're going through it yourself, and we all going through something, a little something, some of us going through a lot of something, some heavy something, some of us going through a little lighter something, but it's something to us. And when you're carrying a load, it weighs more than what your body is. Or maybe what the weight of your emotions are, and it becomes very, very heavy. The longer you hold it, and the farther on you try to carry it. All right, we gonna get up out of here, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. All right, man. I can take off my clothes here. Take off my. I take off my clothes. Yeah, I'm good now. What about you? Let me take your cow bones off. Your cow bones. I said cow bones. Yo, man, y'all have a good night. I see y'all tomorrow night. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. tomorrow night, man. Thank y'all. Nah, I don't know. I'm telling you, YouTube is doing. They playing with my numbers. They playing with me. But it be like that sometimes, man. I holler at y'all. Good night. Peace.